Our professor, who was jailed for rigging election for Akpabio, currently roams as a free man. My dear listeners, it is another interesting news coming to your listening ears. This news states that a professor who was jailed for rigging election for Akpabio, currently roams as a free man. Moving on to the full details, kindly please ensure you like, subscribe to this channel and share. Peter Ogban, a professor of soil science at the University of Calabar and a returning officer in the 2019 general elections in Akwa Ibom Northwest District, who was convicted and sentenced to 3 years in prison for electoral fraud, has yet to serve his full jail term. The news guru recalls that Ogban was found guilty by a state high court in Uyo on March 25, 2021 for announcing fake election results in two local government areas, Oruk, Anam and Etimekpo, in favor of then Senate candidate and current Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. The court sentenced him to 3 years in prison that same day. Recently, the Court of Appeal in Calabar upheld the conviction and sentence affirming that Ogban's actions violated electoral laws. However, a recent investigation reveals that Ogban is currently not in custody. According to reports, following his 2021 conviction, Ogban was initially remanded at the Court Ekpene Correctional Facility but was granted bail on July 12, 2021 by Justice Pius Idiang of the State High Court in High Court Ekpene on health grounds despite opposition from the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), which prosecuted him. Documents retrieved from the court showed that Ogban's legal team, led by Senior Advocate of Nigeria Kanu Agabi, argued that he suffered from high blood pressure and tuberculosis and might suffer injustice if the appellate court later reduced his sentence or overturned the conviction. Justice Idiong agreed, granting the professor a temporary reprieve. The court agrees that it is a possibility that the appeal may be allowed and the applicant discharged and acquitted, the ruling stated. Although the applicant's so-called health conditions cannot constitute such an exceptional circumstance, he has nonetheless made out a case to warrant being granted a temporary reprieve. Despite the recent ruling of the Court of Appeal affirming the original sentence, the professor was not present at the April 30th judgment, which was delivered virtually. Legal experts say the Nigerian Correctional Service NCOs should have ensured his presence and returned him to custody. A lawyer familiar with the case disclosed that the officials of the Nigerian prisons ought to have made sure Prof. Ogban was present, and they should have taken him straight to Ikot Ekpene prisons immediately after the judgment. A staff member of the law firm representing Ogban confirmed he should be in custody, but could not confirm his whereabouts. "I don't know his exact location at the moment," the lawyer said. Also, the spokesperson for the Nigerian Correctional Service in Akwa Ibom, Richard Metong, revealed that he was unsure whether Ogban was in any correctional facility in the state and requested time to verify. As of the time of filing this report, Metong had not responded to follow calls, despite the Court of Appeal ruling. Ogban's legal team has filed a notice of appeal to the Supreme Court, seeking to overturn the conviction and sentence. My dear listeners, that's Nigerians for you, where the judiciary system is as well corrupt. Moving on to the comment section, the first comment here says, "We know that Akpabio will do everything to protect him." Another comment here says, "In what sense society can someone who is serving prison term still go out to commit robbery and still come back to that prison?" Nigerian, absolutely. So this case shouldn't surprise anyone. And the last comment here says, "Don't worry. One day the people that are helping him will be out of power. Somebody will put him there that he will know that nobody can escape judgment. It only be delayed. He will face it one day when he has no strength to carry it."